Hello, hello. I made a concept for what the first Celestials episode could look like, aka the pilot. So let's just begin. Okay, we start off the first episode, and we instantly jump into some action. So we begin with a scene where Inferno, aka the main character, is running towards the villain. And so we get a brief introduction of the characters. So the main character, like I said, is Inferno. Then the main cast is Inferno and some of his friends, who are all part of the Hero Force. And we basically just get to kind of see that they live in this almost fantasy version of the normal world. And we see Inferno running right at a villain at super high speeds. And this villain in question is named Slime Bomber. So Slime Bomber over here, he has like captured a bunch of people at like a town hall, and his power is basically that he can basically make slime bombs that like stick to things and stuff. A pretty simple concept. And so we basically start off with Slime Bomber threatening a bunch of people, taking them hostage, and he demands money. And so Inferno and his group get called onto the scene for action, so they have to help the people, because being a hero is kind of their job, obviously. And so we basically see Inferno running right at him full speed, and then he starts charging up. So this guy has like fire powers, Inferno, and he can use a sword and stuff. So we see him go full speed at Slime Bomber, and the thing is, Slime Bomber can't react in time because Inferno's flying so fast. So we start the episode right off the bat with Slime Bomber literally getting killed because Inferno just runs right through him and he splatters open like Jello. So pretty interesting start of the episode. And basically Inferno and the squad rescue the people that were captured in slime bombs and stuff, and the day is saved. And oh yeah, real quick, go to the link in the description to support me on Patreon. Thanks, man. Then we cut basically to another day where they're doing their usual job. But the interesting part is, in the pilot episode, the usual thing is that crime rates are pretty low, and usually when there are serious crimes, they teleport to other countries, because this takes place in Belgium, and usually there aren't too many crimes going on, right? So we cut to another day where they are doing their usual job, and you can tell things are going pretty simple. They're solving some minor crimes, people stealing purses, maybe like street fights, maybe like someone trying to scam someone on the street, like pretty basic stuff. They're basically just doing patrol, and so it's a calm day, a pretty calm day so far, right? And basically throughout the episode we have this montage where they're just doing their job, and things are going pretty well. But then they get called on for a bank robbery. Now, not really your usual bank robbery, because this time they're getting robbed by people with superpowers, because that just happens sometimes. And so the heroes, by the way, have this special crystal that lets them teleport around everywhere and basically make contact with the rest of the heroes and stuff. And they have like a leader, and so their leader calls them on to teleport to the location of a bank to solve the bank robbery. And the reason they got called on is because this actually got pretty serious, because the bank robbers have like superpowers and stuff. And the thing is, someone actually got shot. So instead of the usual threatening with a gun and as demanding for money, the person who was working at the bank didn't want to give the money. So instead of threatening, they actually just shot him straight up. And this is where the problems start to begin. So Inferno and his group get called on for the problem, and they teleport to the bank where they see the criminals standing with the guy that's like bleeding out of his shoulder. And so of course they instantly just start running at them. And the criminals, they just start to run and flee, obviously. And so this all takes place in the town, actually, but because there's little alleys and stuff, they actually make a pretty good escape. And we basically watch them run for a while in a chase scene, and we see Inferno and the whole squad running on the roofs and stuff, and like trying to catch up to them. And these criminals aren't just any criminals, they're actually part of an organization, and they have kind of like fire powers and stuff, and you can tell they look, they're supposed to look a bit rough, like they have tattoos and like scars and stuff, and suits. And so we kind of get in this fight scene where they're all like fighting against each other, but the criminals actually put up a bit of a fight because they're not actually that weak. But obviously in the end, Inferno gets to overpower them together with his friends, and so basically they get a hold of them. They tie them up with ropes, I'm pretty sure. And then we kind of get this interesting dramatic scene where they want to get information out of the criminals, but the criminals don't want to cooperate. And the way this isn't working out, Inferno and his group literally just decide to kill them. So we get this very dramatic scene where all of the criminals get murdered. But the thing is, this is actually allowed in this universe. If the criminals like actually did something really bad, and the heroes kind of get to decide this for themselves, kind of like in real life, how you would have a policeman deciding whether, sort of like according to the rules, they want to kill a person or not, if they actually did something really threatening. And so we basically watch them try to get information out of the criminals, but they don't want to budge. So Inferno just straight up breaks this guy's arm, and he starts like pinning him down on the ground, and everyone starts to like get beat up of the criminals. And they still don't want to give out any further information, although they do kind of hint at the fact that they're part of an organization. And eventually Inferno just beheads them. He cuts their necks open with a sword, and their head goes clean off. And so, although the scene is pretty brutal, this is actually a successful day, because, like I said, they are just allowed to do that, and they did stop the criminals. And we pretty much have seen most of the episode at this point already, because you have to remember, I just summarized this in like a few minutes. But this would be like, if this were an actual episode, it would be a bit longer. But the pilot episode for Celestials would be pretty basic and pretty short, so there wouldn't be too much screenplay going on. And then we basically just cut to the heroes enjoying their success, so they're just having fun after this. We see them playing volleyball and eating a whole like buffet of meat. So yeah, another day a day successful on the job, and we cut to Inferno and his friends basically kind of complaining about how crime rates have been going up recently, and especially in Germany. They have to teleport a lot to Germany recently because there's a lot more villains with superpowers showing up than usual, because usually they just get murdered and they stay hidden and they don't really do much. And for the rest, we just see them enjoy their day, and that's about it for the episode. Yeah, there's not much else that I can specifically talk about, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's it for the most part. So, yeah, I think this would be a pretty good first episode idea. Just, we start off with one villain, because the thing is, the villains in this episode are pretty basic, but eventually they're going to get more interesting as the episodes go on. So I think it's pretty interesting. We start off right into the action, with a fight scene with Slime Bomber, and then they go about their usual day, solving some minor crimes. Then a bank robbery happens, and then it actually escalates. Someone gets shot, then they chase after the criminals, and then eventually they kill them. And then, yeah, they afterwards they kind of have a talk about it. So I think this is pretty good for a first episode, and let me know what you think about it. I really enjoyed making this. And I'm gonna look how I can maybe make the drawings a bit more basic so I can save some more time, and we'll see for the rest. Alright, I hope you liked the video, and see you in the next one. Bye!